The car is presented in two bodies, a 4-door sedan and a 5-door hatchback. A richly equipped top version of the Griffin, which was produced exclusively with the sedan body, appeared in 1993. Standing apart is the charged version of Aero. This option, in addition to the 235 horsepower engine, is distinguished by a different plastic body kit. Of course, they did not buy it for quiet voyages, which was reflected in the state of even relatively old samples. With corrosion resistance, the Saab 9000 does not have any particular problems. The car was developed taking into account the use in the harsh conditions of the Scandinavian winters, and he perceives our cold weather as a sanatorium. The volume of the trunk of the sedan is average compared to classmates, 487 L. So for those for whom this parameter is important, we recommend paying attention to the hatchback. The volume of its cargo compartment is 562 L. Engine. The range of Saab 9000 engines is quite wide. The power range of power units is from 125 to 225 horsepower s, volume, from 2.0 to 3.0 liters. The most common 4-cylinder engines of 2.0 and 2.3 liters. Moreover, both options were produced both in atmospheric and turbocharged versions, and the change in engine power was achieved largely due to a change in boost pressure. Diesel oil lamps were not used on such a noble car. The naturally aspirated 2.0-liter petrol engine is the most hassle-free and the cheapest to maintain. He goes to the first overhaul of at least 500,000 kilometers, but does not give the main thing for which they buy Saab. Dynamics. The same option, but with a low-boost turbine, which is much more preferable, especially since it is almost as reliable in terms of reliability. In practice, sometimes there were samples that lasted about 1 million kilometers until the overhaul. They will allow you to enjoy a dynamic ride in turbocharged versions of the 2.3-liter engine. 10. For those who do not trust turbines, the manufacturer offered an atmospheric version of this engine. In general, all motors are not bad, but they have one weakness. We are talking about counter-rotation balance shafts and their chain drive, which lasts up to 150,000 kilometers. The naturally aspirated 3.0-liter engine, which used a conventional belt to drive the timing, is somewhat aloof. This unit, borrowed from Opel and modified by Saab specialists, is considered not entirely successful, so experts advise against buying it. Transmission. According to experts, a 4-speed automatic is more reliable, but a 5-speed mechanics is much weaker. The shaft bearings fail. The oil cooler of the automatic is installed under the engine cooling radiator, and on high-speed trips outside the city, you can easily catch a pebble that will break the seal, which will lead to a slow leakage of lubricant. So it will be useful to regularly monitor the oil level in the automatic transmission with the dipstick. Suspension. The key to the reliability of the Saab 9000 suspension is its structural simplicity. No complex multi-links with a lot of silent blocks and supports. As a result, only the rear silent block of the front arm often fails. The suspension was designed in such a way that the entire load from overcoming bumps fell on this one. It would seem that minor detail intervention may be needed after 70 to 80,000, replacement of ball bearings, and 100 to 150,000 kilometers, replacement of front shock absorber struts. Steering. The power steering mechanism lasts for a long time, more than 250,000 kilometers. But when worn, only a complete replacement is made. However, the cost of the steering rack against the background of prices for this node from competitors is quite acceptable. Brake system. Brakes in such a powerful car are no less important than a temperamental engine. The 9000 uses only disc brakes. The front pads last an average of 20,000 kilometers, the rear pads, 60. But a lot depends on the driving style. Connoisseurs say, Saab is not a car, it's a diagnosis. It costs more to maintain it than the same class of Europeans. A person who sits at the helm of this fighter can forgive him everything, and there will be little reason to be upset. The Swedes made their car to last.